Hello, all you Trump supporters out there. You're asking a question. Why do we paint you with a broad brush of misogyny and racism? Let's see. Why do we do that? Could it be because of the children on the border and the way you treat asylum seekers? That could be. Could it be because the way Trump talks about other countries, like calling them shithole and whatnot? Wow, that could be. Could it be because of the way he says to white supremacist girls? Yeah, I'm going to call them girls, a bunch of pussies. Stand back, stand by. I don't know them. I don't know about them. When many of us know for a fact his father had deep connections with the Ku Klux Klan. And now he's going to pretend he doesn't know about them? He doesn't know who they are? And could it be because you accept that from him? Each and every one of you. Could it be because we have talked to you people about what's happening to these children, these asylum seeking families who have a legal right to come to our border and seek asylum? They do not have to apply before they get to our border. It was never in there. In fact, they can get onto our American soil, and as long as they ask for asylum, they are allowed by law, the right to fair and just processing. Tell me, what is fair, just processing? Is it sticking a 2-year-old child in front of a judge without a representative, without a legal representative, to argue on whether or not that child should be able to receive asylum? No, it's not. But you guys choose not to look at it. You guys choose to say, oh, Trump's doing such a good job. Or they're not our children, and wonder why we paint all of you as racists and bigots. Because your great God acts like it, and you support it and make excuses for it. That's why. Now you want to know why we paint you as misogynists. Let's see, how many times have you made excuses for him calling women horse face and all kinds of other names? You made excuses for it, or made excuses for how he said on the Access Hollywood tape that he grabs women's pussies, and he's got the right to do it because he's famous, and these women let him, and they do nothing about it. You know what? Apparently, all the women weren't letting him grab them by the pussy. Because apparently, some of them has filed a lawsuit for rape and sexual harassment. So apparently, they're not letting him. So that's a misogynist. He takes what he wants from a woman and does not respect her opinion or her rights. Period. Now, you wanted to know why we think that way. That's why we think that way. Because you have condoned, made it excuses for, accepted, and went along with all his racist and misogynistic behavior. You have not stood up once against it. Not once. So, you deserve the title we give you. You are a bunch of racists and you're a bunch of misogynists. Let alone you're willing to vote for that twice and make excuses for him and continue to do it, including making excuses for his refusal to accept the fact that Biden has won the delegates. It doesn't matter how many court hearings you bring up. It doesn't matter how many lawsuits you bring in. I'm going to tell you now. He's going to keep on refusing it. You know why? Because as I've seen since I was 7 years old with this man, he expects that if he throws a tantrum, if he hollers and yells and screams loud enough, somebody's going to give him what he wants. The only difference is now he's not dealing with just mommy and daddy. Now he's not just bullying one or two people. He's bullying a whole nation. And we aren't all cowards. Some of us will stand up straight in his face and tell him, no more. Grow up. But you little Trumplicans want to stand out there and make excuses. And then you're all upset at the fact that we see you as a bunch of racists, a bunch of bigots, a bunch of misogynists, and a bunch of idiots. You pick and choose where you get your news. If Fox News starts telling the truth about the race, you're going to go to News One or whatever else not. Because you don't like what's being said. You know, sometimes the facts aren't pretty. And maybe the reason people like me don't watch Fox News is because it got so tiresome in researching all their lies. At least with MSNBC and CNN and ABC and CBS and BBC and all those other stations I'm talking about, when I fact check something that they say, most of the time it comes out right. What a novel concept. A news organization actually reporting on the news. Really? Just like Ted Cruz up there on the Hill questioning the Google guy or the Twitter guy. Well, did you know there's widespread fraud out there? Don't know either way. Don't know. So why did you put the thing saying that there's no proof of widespread fraud? Because that is what the research shows. There is no proof of widespread fraud. And this election is more secure than the 2016 election. And guess what? Even in that election, there was no proof of widespread fraud. Wow. Even though Trump claimed that Ted Cruz committed fraud when he won Iowa. Oops! Looks like he was wrong there, too, now, wasn't he? And you guys are too freaking idiotic to pay attention to not only what's going on today, but how Trump has acted in the past when he's lost. He doesn't like losing. And he thinks if he throws enough of a tantrum fit, just like with mommy and daddy, who never disciplined him because he was a golden boy, because the older boy wouldn't follow daddy's line and wanted to make his success in a different way, that poor Trumpy boy is a golden boy and give him whatever he wants. If we tell him no and he throws a tantrum fit, he can then have it. Because that's who Trump is. And he don't care who he hurts when he acts like that. When he was little with his little brother, and he took his little brother's toys and was an ass about it, and his mother took the toys away, Trump didn't care. The only thing Trump cared about is that the toy got taken away from his little brother. Trump's toy didn't get taken away, no. His little brother's toy got taken away. So he didn't care. So now he's losing this election. So now he wants Biden's toy to be taken away. He don't care because his toy won't be taken away. Well, sorry, Trump. Your toy is getting taken away. You're going to have to grow up and be a big boy now. Except the fact that you were elected out of office. That Biden was elected in. And start the process of the transition. Stop being a 2-year-old baby. And you guys out there that don't like us calling you a bigot or a misogynist, start calling Trump out on his bigoted behavior, on his misogyny. Otherwise, you're no better than he is. You accept it. You don't want us to see you that way? Then stop accepting it. You can tell a lot about a person by who they back. And you back a racist, misogynist pig. That's who you, let alone selfish. That's who you back. You don't want us calling you that? Start calling Trump out on it. That, shut your mouth and take the fact and own it that you are a racist and a fucking bigot and a fucking misogynist. Don't like it? Kiss my ass. And you Democrats out there who are out there acting like Trump-Luddites, pulling people's masks off because it says MAGA, hitting people, harming people, knock your shit off! You're better than that! That is bullshit! Or are you no better than the Trump supporters? You stand up there and try to say you're better than that, than the Trump supporters, yet you're acting just like them. Knock it off. Grow the fuck up. So now you see, you stupid Republicans, I don't just jump on your ass when you're a bunch of idiots, which you are more than not. I jump on the Democrats as well. They need to fucking grow up when they're pulling that kind of crap too. Grow their fucking asses up. And yes, peacefully protest, but not the shit off of the violence. That needs to stop, and it needs to stop right now. We are not that. Knock your shit off. Grow up. Show that you're better than the Trump people. Because apparently they don't care what their leader is like. We do. And the only thing you're doing with your behavior is you're staining Biden. Maybe you voted for Biden because you had no other choice. You wanted a different candidate. You wanted, say, Kamala Harris or Bernie Sanders. So the fuck what? You got Biden. Now stand up and stand behind him. He's not a racist. He's not a misogynist. He's going to be 100 times better than Trump. So what the hell are you doing acting like Trump supporters? Are you fucking nuts? Knock it off. Grow up.